DreAllDay.com.
I don't realize how great I really am.
Where my champions at? Where my champions? Dim the lights just to recreate the ambience. I'm about to murder the stage, call an ambulance. Moment of silence, my condolences. I'm going crazy, I don't think that I can hold it in. I pray to God to forgive me for my life of sin. I'm jumping in even if I don't know how to swim. Working like it's two of me, but I ain't got a twin. Wait a minute.
Today's episode was brought to you by Roofing Professionals. We are now hiring for great salespeople. Visit CertifiedRoofingProfessionals.com and send us your 60-second video today.
Gen Y, Gen X, Millennials, Generation Me, Generation Internet. You know who you are. You've been crushed, hit hard by this economy.
So if you're dealing with college debt, maybe you're even trying to move out of your parents' house or start a new business. Look, the only way you're going to be able to do that is to be able to produce and to get people to pay you what you're worth.
I'm fighting for your generation. I'm not counting you out. I believe in you. We're here to give young hustlers the advice and tools they need to succeed in the 21st century.
Hey. It's your boy at Jarrod Glandt here, and this is Young Hustlers. It's Thursday, it's noon East Coast Standard Time. And if you're here, that means you're ready to get your game on today. Man, we got a great show. I'm really excited about today's show. Topic near and dear to my heart, how to be a baller. Now, I know that's something you guys are all probably interested in. If you're out there, you're developing your skills, you got a great attitude, you want to do big things in life, you definitely want to be a baller. And so we have a great show today planned out, a great guest. His name is Dre Baldwin, all right? This guy is a true baller in more than one sense, and when he comes on after the second segment, you'll see what I'm talking about. So again, if you guys want to call into the show, would love to have you involved in the conversation. It's 305-865-8668. We're going to be taking some questions. We're going to be digging down into how you can grow your money, how you can be a baller, and what you need to do today to get yourself started for tomorrow. So look, the term baller is something that everybody automatically associates with money. Most people our age in Gen Y, the millennials, the discounted, the entitled, we're like, you say baller and we're thinking like money. I want to get paid. I want to drive a big old flashy car. But to me personally, a baller is something that is like, it's on another level. Like it's big super yacht money. It's money that can't be destroyed. But it also means, man, I've got it going on in other areas too. My finances are straight, my family is straight, my relationships are straight, my faith is straight. It bleeds out into all these other areas. I think to me that truly is what a baller embodies. So like, where's the breakdown? Because everybody wants to be a baller, but then you look around and you're like, man, there are a lot of people faking like they're ballers, but there aren't a lot of people out there that are really crushing it. And so that's one of the reasons why we bring you this show, is so you can get surrounded and come participate in a network of people that are like-minded, who are wanting to go out there and be positive. So like, get engaged with some of these people that follow on the show. We've got some comments already. Rebecca Gilbert, Keith Dixon, Alex Chavez. Thanks for hopping on, guys. So look, there's a lot of parallels that I always see in between business and sports, and so that's kind of where we came up with the How to Be a Baller title for today's show. And really, like, think about the people who are ballers, like the people that you've met in your life that have the big money, the big cars, the big house, the big life. They're always happy. They're always positive because they're cranking, right? Think about all those people, the lawyers, the dentists, the business owners, the athletes, the actors. Literally think about all the people who you see. You're like, man, dude, look at that watch. He's just got to be cranking. He's got to be doing something big. Think about all those people, and then what you don't see from that is you don't see all the work that went into that. And so a lot of people do want to be ballers, but they lack the work ethic. They lack the hustle. They lack the grind. They lack all the things that aren't sexy. They want the sexy thing, but they aren't willing to do the unsexy thing in order to get there. So I got 3 tips that you can use to be on your way to becoming a baller. Number one, there's no such thing as an overnight baller, all right? We're going to dig more into this in a minute here, but there's no such thing as somebody who just wakes up and things change for them. I mean, unless you win the freaking lottery or something like that, but you just got lucky. You ain't a baller, man. You just got lucky. Number two, your work ethic should make you puke, right? That's right, puke. Like your work ethic, you ever worked out at the gym before and you get all hot and you're like just your face is beet red, you're sweating, your body hurts, it aches, and you start getting that quease in your stomach and you just, I mean, dude. You got to have work ethic so sick it want to make you puke. And number three, the one thing that all ballers have in common, they're closers. Whether you're an NBA baller, right? Whether you're a business baller, dude, when the game's on the line, it's like pass me the rock, right? Get the ball in my hands. So look, the number one, the overnight baller just doesn't exist. Grant wrote an article recently for the Huffington Post, and it was about his overnight success and everything that went into it. So the first thing that you got to have when you're trying to create your baller story, dude, you got to have the right expectations. I got a guest who's coming on the show in the next segment here who was not an overnight success. I mean, you land on a YouTube page and you see 30+ million views and 100,000 subscribers. You're like, man, when did it happen? Like, how did it all? Did he just wake up? I mean, what went into it, dude? When you hear the story about what my man Dre went through in order to get there, it's going to give you some more validation. So you got to have the right expectations that there's no such thing as an overnight baller. Even for me personally, you know, when I came to get the job with Grant, I followed up with him every single day for 30 days. Like, it wasn't one reach, it wasn't a phone call, it wasn't an email. I knew that this wasn't going to happen with just like a little light push, right? He's a busy guy. He's loaded. He's rich. He's got things going on, right? So I knew that it was going to take some work, right? So I had the right expectations. Even when I started working with Grant, like I got the job. I'm in there. I'm banging phone calls, I'm slaving away, right? Dude, it took me like 2 years before I really started making money. And I'll just let you guys know, I'm not a baller at this point yet. I mean, not anywhere near where I want to be. And you know, I always feel like I'm behind. I don't know if I always feel like I'm. You know, no matter how good I do, I don't know if you guys feel that same way too, but I always kind of just feel like I'm a little bit behind. Like I'm like, man, I'm 30 years old, 31 years old. I should be way further ahead than I am. And so look, I got my man Dre coming in on the next segment. Stick around because we're going to dig into your success story, how you can become a baller, and we're going to find out a little bit about my man at Dre All Day. We'll see you right back.
If you're interested in becoming an internet marketer, network marketer, internet entrepreneur, or business owner, pay attention to this offer. CPA, known as Cost Per Action, promotes offers to top companies via paid traffic platforms. Imagine positioning yourself as the dominant player in your industry all over the internet, with people seeking you out for job opportunities, your product, and your service, while increasing your income to over 6 figures in 9 months. The Millionaire Mastermind will show you how. Learn through us with step-by-step digital instructional programs, free weekly webinars, and 24/7 customer support. The Millionaire Mastermind is the go-to expert for all resources and training to thrive in this industry. And it all starts with our free 6 Figures to 9 Months webinar. Sign up for your free 6 Figures in 9 Months webinar at themillionairemastermind.com/6 figures. That's themillionairemastermind.com/6 figures. Available now at 10xeverything.com is Grant Cardone's 10x Super Life webcast. With over 4.5 hours of content, you must see this life-changing event. Included upon download is your 108-page ebook, your 6-video 10x exercise to change the way you see your life, and over 4.5 hours of game-changing content to help you create the super life you deserve. Not just your finances, not just your career, not just your relationships, but every area of your life. Get yours at 10xeverything.com. Ways ways to raise funds to increase your local impact. If you're a nonprofit, church, civic group, school, or individual, Funds to Org's Shoe Drive fundraiser helps your cause raise funds while supporting micro enterprises in developing nations. Funds to Orgs provides at no charge the tools you need to create a successful, no-calorie fundraising event. Just engage your supporters to collect gently worn, used, and new shoes. We'll transport the collected shoes and issue a check back to you within 48 hours of processing. Sign up now at fundstoorgs.com. That's fundstoorgs.com.
Right now. Hey, what's happening, man? I'm back. Young Hustlers, my man.
What's going on, Jarrod?
Dre Baldwin, man. Good to have you in the studio.
Absolutely.
So look, Dre had reached out to us because he was like, he got hooked into Grant's stuff, and he's an athlete. I'll let you get more into his story in a little bit here. But he was like, man, I gotta become a part of whatever these guys are doing. And this guy he's unbelievable. I mean, he went from the sports area to the business area. He's crushing it. And I wanna just throw it over to you. Why don't you just start by telling people first, last name, and where they can find you?
My name is Dre. That's D-R-E. Last name is Baldwin. You can find me on my website, dreallday.com. On YouTube, I'm at Dre Baldwin. Just search my name. Twitter is at Dre All Day. Instagram is Dre Baldwin. Facebook /work on your game.
So I'm just gonna tell you what this guy's done with YouTube has been remarkable. How many subscribers do you have on your channel?
A little over 100,000.
And how many views on your channel?
A little over 30 million.
So 30 million views, over 100,000 subscribers. So you started. Why don't you tell them how you like this whole deal started?
The short version or the long version?
Let's start with the short version.
The short version is after coming out of college, graduated from Penn State University, Penn State Altoona, 2004. Knew I wanted to get into pro basketball, but coming from a small school, I knew I was going to have to market and promote myself to get that opportunity. So while I was doing that, I posted a video from an exposure camp I went to. An exposure camp is kind of like a job fair for basketball players.
Right.
So instead of handing out resumes, you put on a uniform and you play basketball. I played well at that camp. I had the whole video on a VHS tape. Y'all remember VHS tapes? And I knew the VHS tape wouldn't last long, so I got it transferred to a digital file, put it on this brand new video website called YouTube.com. This was brand new. Put it on YouTube. A couple months went by. I went and checked on the video, and the people had left comments like, hey, who do you play for? Who taught you how to play? So they were impressed by what they saw. Asked me to make more videos. I started making more videos. I kind of just went off the energy of the fans.
You just started engaging, interacting with people.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then maybe about 3-4 years later, after not really taking YouTube seriously, I started taking it seriously, decided to challenge myself, put out a video every day. I thought I had about 10 days worth of ideas, and it's been 6.5 years since then. I haven't missed a day.
Wow. So over 2,000 videos.
Over 4,000.
4,000. Wow.
Close to 5,000 now.
I mean, I thought Grant was 10x. Man, this guy's crazy. so like,
I had a head start on.
When we were talking before the show, you were saying, and this is brilliant, right? So he's playing ball, and most people get so consumed with that, right? Like, they get consumed with what they're doing that it ends, and then they're like, well, what do I do now?
Exactly.
So you started when you were playing. You actually started thinking, hey, where am I going from this? Absolutely. So why don't you talk a little bit about what you were going through when you were like, hey, I need to come up with an exit strategy, like you called it. I need to have a plan afterwards.
Absolutely. One thing, when I knew I was going to be not playing basketball for my entire life, I knew I had to come up with an exit strategy. What is it? What way can I contribute to the world, which is how people make money, by contributing to the world? What can I contribute to the world outside of just being an athlete? And one thing, Jarrod, probably halfway through my playing career, I realized that I didn't have any control.
Right.
You're an athlete, even though you love what you do and you might get paid well for it, get to travel the world and see places that people otherwise wouldn't be able to see. You don't have control. You work for the team that hires you. And if they decide to let you go, you have no recourse. Like, you can't get a lawyer and fight for your job.
Yeah.
So I said, what can I do to give myself some control? So at the time, I had this website. I had a few hundred YouTube videos. I didn't know what I had, but I knew I had something.
Right.
I couldn't really put it into words. And it was before people were calling things a personal brand. Back in 2009, nobody was using the phrase personal brand. Now everybody has one. But back then, nobody knew what that was. I didn't know what it was.
Right.
But I knew I had something that I could work with. I started putting more energy into my YouTube videos, start building out my brand on my website, publishing more, writing, and things like that. And that's when it started to take off.
Yeah. So another awesome thing about Dre is, he like what we're talking about, like how to be a baller. He knew that the gig he was running at some point was going to end. And he didn't wait till it was time, right? Like a lot of times we wait too long in order to do something. We become reactive, right, instead of proactive. And that's one of the things that kind of ties into the first point, that the overnight baller doesn't exist, right? Like, you don't just show up and get 30 million views on your YouTube site, right?
Oh, no.
No, I mean, it takes some work.
Yeah,
right?
That's every single day. And that was every single day from the fall of 2009 till today. I have not missed a single day.
Wow.
At least one video a day.
Unreal, unreal. So, like, look, if you're out there and you're in this space where you're struggling to like figure out, you know, you see people around you that are winning, and you're like trying to figure out, like, man, when is it going to take off for me? Like when am I going to get my shot? You just got to know. I mean, this is a process over what, 7 years, 6.5 years? How long?
Well, on YouTube, it's been 10 years.
So 10 years on YouTube.
Right.
You know, for me, I'm nowhere even near where I need to be. I've been doing this. I've been focused, like laser focused on my career for about 6 years, and I'm not even a fraction of where I want to be. So if you're out there, you know, you guys just got to know, hey, look, it's gonna be tough, right? You're gonna go through those times where you want to quit. How many days did you not want to shoot video? How many times were you like, man, dude, I got to shoot these videos?
I can't count that on my hands. It's been a lot of days.
So you just got to know to push, because that's what ballers do. Ballers continue to push when others tell them to stop, right? Ballers continue to show up when everybody else wants to go home. They're the ones. Kobe Bryant, you seen Kobe Bryant's documentary?
Yeah, I did.
Where he's, you know, the guy's in the gym at like 3 a.m. in the morning, right? That's what a baller is all about. So if you guys want to be baller, you got to understand, like, there's work that has to take place. You got to build a foundation, right? And then you got to have work ethic to back it up, right? I mean,
True.
2,000 videos.
4,000.
I'm sorry. You keep saying 2,000 days in a row.
Yeah.
So 4,000 videos. I mean, gosh, it's just that I know how hard it is sometimes for me to do this show, even, like, because we're busy right now. The AC's off. We're in short sleeves. I'm dripping sweat right now. It's 86 degrees in this room, but we're still here. I mean, I would have rather stayed at my house on the balcony doing work from home. But dude, I knew I had to show up. I committed to doing the show with Dre. He was in town. He was available. He's got a business as a speaker, which I want to talk about in a minute here when we come back from the next break. But he showed up too, even though he knew it was going to be hot. So look, we'll see you back in just a few minutes. This is Young Hustlers.
We're rebuilding America one roof at a time due to hail and wind damage, and I'm here to bring you the roofing sales opportunity. I am the very best on the planet at implementing success. My business isn't easy. This is going to be a tough job. You're going to get kicked in the stomach, but at the end of the day, this is the easiest sell in America. Are you willing to go to the dojo, to get strong, to learn the moves, to learn how to sell $100,000 worth of commissions in free hail damage roof replacements? I had 4 sales reps make over $200,000. When the hailstorm hits, you must be willing to travel. You must have a little bit of money in your pocket to get through the first 3 weeks. But if you give me 1 year commitment, I can promise you that I give you the steps to make $250,000 in your first year in the business.
I want the best, and I will hire the best. Send your 60-second video resume to CertifiedRoofingProfessionals.com. That's CertifiedRoofingProfessionals.com.
Yo, man! Come on, Tornado! Let's go, make a call, guys. We got tornadoes in the area.
You're hearing a lot of price objections.
Make calls before the freaking electricity goes down. Let's go. We got tornadoes and we're still making calls. Bring it on!
Owning a home has many elements that have to be looked after. One of the most important elements is comfort, and your heating and air conditioning is priority. That's why we stop at nothing to provide on-time service and expertise for all of your heating and cooling needs. We are the comfort experts. We have the solution for all of your trickiest heating and air conditioning needs. That's why we brought you our show, The Comfort Experts. Every week we bring you tips and tricks to improve your home and bring you peace of mind with our quality service tips for home heating and air conditioning maintenance. Visit onehouраircarolinas.com to tune into our weekly updates and services for your home improvement. That's onehouraircarolinas.com today.
All right, so you are back live on Young Hustlers. I'm with my man at Dre all day, Dre Baldwin, YouTube sensation. professional speaker, marketing company, pro ball player, turned business owner and entrepreneur. I mean, dude, I feel like I just feel bigger around you, man. And he's taller than I am too. So he's a basketball player. Hey, I want to hit Phil from Jacksonville on the phone lines here. Phil, welcome to Young Hustlers, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
What's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. I was thinking about Dre and everything, and there's so many athletes these days, big, and how Grant's saying, spend your money. Don't spend your money. I think they're getting the misconception. Spend your money on, things that are not gonna reinvest in yourself and make you where you need to be. So, a lot of athletes don't have that business mindset. So that's really cool that Dre's doing all that stuff.
It's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate that, Phil.
So for those of you just tuning in now, Dre went from pro basketball player to YouTube sensation, and now he's actually kind of parlaying what he's been able to do into a speaking career. So why don't you tell him a little bit about what you're doing as a professional speaker now?
Well, the first thing, Jarrod, when I could see that I was closer to the end of my career than the beginning of my career, I knew I had to find an exit strategy. Like, what else am I going to do for the rest of my life? Because what a lot of people don't realize with athletes is that when your career's over, you still got another 50, 60% of your life to live.
Like Phil was just saying, yeah.
Exactly. You got to have something to do. And it's not necessarily about money, because human beings need something to do.
Purpose.
When people retire, they die within 1 or 2 years. They don't have a reason to get up. So when I was getting out of basketball, I had all these videos on YouTube. I had a lot of experience speaking in front of an audience, even if it was a virtual audience.
Right.
So why not go into professional speaking? Thing is, I didn't know what I would speak about.
Right.
So I actually found a mentor. My mentor was able to look at everything I did and say, listen, Jarrod, you can speak about this, this, and this. And I said, that's perfect. She taught me how I can package everything up and present myself the right way so that people understand what it is I have to offer. Because there's certain fundamentals that come with being an athlete, but there are other fundamentals with being a business person. So I had to learn a new set of skills. So I developed my speaking package, so to speak, my presentation as a speaker, started a marketing and branding business. So I help entrepreneurs and businesses with building up their marketing muscle online, building their brand online. Similar to kind of what Grant does, but a little bit different.
Right.
Because I come from a different background.
And so you have a marketing company then?
Yeah.
And what's your marketing company called?
Company is WOYG, stands for Work on Your Game.
WOYG. And so where can they find that at DreAllDay.com?
Yes, you can find that at DreAllDay.com. You can reach me right there through the website. And
LinkedIn. Do you find that it's easier to speak in front of an audience than it is a camera like this?
I'm comfortable both ways.
It's crazy. Like whenever I sit in the studio and like if nobody's in here, and it's just like the two guys over there, I'm like, man, it's so hard. And then if I get up in front of an audience, there's like 100 people there. I'm like, I feel like it's a little bit easier. So I can only imagine shooting all those videos on YouTube. So look, be a baller, man. And if you want to be a baller, you got to do 3 things before you do anything else. Number 1, you got to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take place over 10 years. 6 years, dude, we're still building where we want to get. We ain't nowhere near where we're going. Number 2, you got to have work ethic that'll make you puke. I mean, you got to be willing to push yourself to that point where you exhaust yourself, right? Like you got to know where that is and work that muscle out so you can continue pushing. And then number 3, dude, you got to learn how to close, man. Dre's got to go out. He's got to close people on watching his videos by giving good content. He's got to go out and close potential businesses on why they should hire him and why his story is going to be compelling. He's got to go out and close deals for people that want him to help them with marketing and branding using that story that he has. So you got to be a closer, whether you're playing a game, whether you're in business, you got to learn how to close. And so we're actually running an event for a limited time. It's called secretstoclosingthesale.com. Okay, this is hands down one of the most impactful webcast events that you'll ever see because it deals with that final thing, man, getting people to say yes, right? Absolutely. It's like closing a deal is the equivalent of getting the ball in the 4th quarter with like 15 seconds on the clock and you got to score to win, right?
Absolutely.
Right? So secretstoclosingthesale.com, what we're doing is we're giving you an ebook. It's like a 50-page ebook. We're giving you, let's see, what else? We got a whole list of stuff that we got here. We've got a 50-page ebook. I'm missing a page in my notes. Oh, the Closer's IQ Test, 3 never-before-seen video strategies on how to close the toughest deals. Give me those books, man. Thank you. Dude, you got 10 mistakes that will kill all deals, 20 rules on closing a deal that every master closer must know, This is an $800 program. You guys can get it for $49 at Close the Sale. SecretsToClosingTheSale.com. That's SecretsToClosingTheSale.com. So let me ask you, when you were playing ball, right, and you were at that point in the game where you were like, it's game time, right? Would you go up to the coach and be like, dude, you gotta write me into this, or like how did that happen on the court? Because I know like when we got big deals, I'm like, Grant, I got to get my top star in there, my closer. I got to get Grant on the phone. So how did that go down on the court, and how can you see that happening in business?
Think about it like this, Jarrod. The Chicago Bulls, 1990. It comes down 15 seconds left in the game, and they need one shot to win the game. Who's the ball going to? Jordan. Right. Does he have to go to the coach and say, give me the ball?
No.
Exactly, because he's proved all season, every practice, every game, his whole career, that he's the guy that deserves the ball. Right. So it's kind of like what you said with closing. Closing is not necessarily an event that happens in one moment. The fact that I was able to close you guys and say, hey, come and be on the Young Hustler show was not because of one email that I sent you. It was because of all the work I put in over the years. When you looked at the body of work, you said, this guy's legitimate. He has something. So it wasn't in that one moment that you get the ball. It's with all the work that you put in all of those years putting in. That's why I say work on your game. Yep. You put all that work in over time with that discipline, you've earned that position. By the time it comes down to that moment of truth, nobody has to ask. Everybody knows where the ball's going. Right.
It's funny because that you brought that point up, because whenever anybody ever reaches out and they're like, hey, I want to be on the show, the first thing that we do is we're like, okay, who are they?
Exactly.
Who are they? Where are they from? What's their deal? How many followers do they have? And as soon as I saw it, Sherry was like, hey, do you want to have this guy on Young Hustlers? She's like, other than the fact that he's a good-looking guy, he's going to look good next to another good-looking guy, except I got hair and he don't have hair. You know what I mean?
I got a little bit. You can see that.
The first thing I did is I went down and I checked out who he was, and I was like, yes, get him on the show, because it's an amazing story, right? You got the perseverance. You made the decision. You had forward thinking. You're a closer, obviously. So I want to pop on to Joseph. Joseph on the phone right now. Joseph from Texas. What's happening?
Hey.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, I'm on my journey to be a young baller, and I figured I'd call in because I just came across your TV show and everything. So it's I just wanted to say what's up and look forward.
Love that, man. Hey, let me ask you. What areas right now for you in your career are you doing things that are counterproductive to you being a baller?
That's a good question.
I think it was the mindset and letting negative people around me kind of hold me back.
Right. So what are you going to do to fix it when you get off the call? You're going to say, Mom, I can't come over to the house on Sundays anymore. You're filling me up with puke.
Might have to. You might have to.
So look, man, hey, I appreciate the call. You're on your way to being a baller if you make the decision that, you got to get the mindset right before everything else is gonna take place. So, dude, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. James from Ohio.
Hey, what's up, guys?
James, how's it going, man?
James?
Hey, I want you to ask my man Dre. It's at Dre all day. Ask him a question about how you can be a baller.
What's going on, James?
Not much. I really appreciate what you guys are doing here. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
But I guess my question could be for both of you guys. If you want to fill in, Jarrod, you can. I'm a music producer, and I create music for brands and artists and singers and things like that. But I'm looking to create content for music producers like myself, and just kind of sharing my experiences, what I've learned along the way. So my question is, I'm sure in the beginning when you were creating your videos, you weren't really monetizing off them. So what was your process initially for creating content?
Well, number one thing you got to understand these days, James, is that the number one currency in today's world is not money, it's attention. You have to get people's attention because there are so many people competing on social media. If you think about it, there's no business in the world today that's having a meeting and saying, hey, let's get out of social media. That's not going to get us any return on investment. If anything, there are more competitors getting into social media. So the first thing you had to do is get people's attention. Once you have their attention and you've established your brand name and they buy into your brand, they'll buy anything that you have to sell. But first of all, you have to establish that you're the person that they need to go to for fill in the blank, whatever that is. So first question you ask yourself, why did you get into producing? What is it that you love about music producing? What are 3 misconceptions people have about music producing? If you was teaching someone who was brand new into the producing business, what were the 3 areas you would tell them to watch out for, which were mistakes you made when you first got started? If you could produce for anyone, who would it be? Those things would be your first 5, 6, 10 YouTube videos, your first 10 blog posts. Put those on LinkedIn, put them on Facebook, put them on YouTube, post about them on Instagram. Once you establish your brand name and you have fans who buy into your brand, now you're the guy they go to for fill in the blank. For example, you think about the Young Hustler show. Think about Grant, think about Jarrod. If these guys went away, who's replacing them? Who's filling that space? Nobody, because you guys have an established brand name. So once you establish that brand name, nobody can take your place. People are going to come to you no matter when you publish it, no matter what you're publishing, no matter what it is you're selling. So once you establish that you have equity in your brand name, you can do whatever you want with your business. So don't aim for money.
Dude, I hope you took notes, man. You're going to have to play that over again. I know I am.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to play that over and over again.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Thanks, James.
So look, so what else are some things that people can do? Like right now, everybody's talking about the personal brand thing. We talked about that earlier in the show.
Right.
So obviously, like you said, I mean, dude, I just tweeted that when you said that because that was awesome. Attention is the most valuable currency today, not money.
Absolutely.
What can people do just to get started? Like, I mean, if I was getting started with an audience and I didn't know how many people were following me, I mean, dude, I'm doing one video, I'm like, man, this isn't gonna do anything. So like when it comes to like making the first video, I've got a great personality, idea, service, product, whatever. Like how do you get to the point where you're like, you start the momentum of creation?
Well, the first thing I would say to everybody is, first of all, you have to clear your space. First of all, you gotta clear the runway for you to actually get the success you want. Kind of like the question that Joseph from Texas asked about all the negative people around him. Something I posted about on Instagram the other day. It's kind of like, you've been on an airplane before, right?
Yeah.
You know how the flight attendants come down the aisle and they ask, hey, do you want some water?
Yeah.
No. Do you want some water? No. Do you want some water? Yes. All the attention goes to the person who wants the water.
Right.
People who said no, meaning, as the analogy goes, people who are not interested in supporting you.
Right.
People who are not helping you. People who are not positive. People who are bringing negativity into your life. The flight attendants pay no attention to the people who don't want water.
Sure.
You focus completely on the people who want water. That kind of clears out the garbage, so the runway is clear for you to actually to do something. So that's the mindset. And if your mind is not clear, you can't unlock all your physical tools.
That's
because
right.
You understand that this business, any sport is 90% mental, 10% physical. So once the mental is clear, then you can unlock the physical. And a lot of people have the mental clogged up. They never can get to the physical. So they're looking for more tools, more books, more YouTube videos, more tips, more advice, more information. But their mental's clogged up, so they have all this information that they can't even use.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. The second thing, as far as getting started with your content, figure out why did you get into this business? What is it that you're passionate about? What are 3 things that people don't understand about? What are 3 misconceptions? What makes what you do different from what somebody else thinks it is? So these are the type of things that I do with people all the time. Matter of fact, if people want to email me and ask me, give me 10 ideas for my business, tell me what your business is, I'll give you 10 ideas off the top of my head.
Oh, dude, you want to give your email address out right now?
Email is dre@dreallday.com. Just put your business, tell me what your business is and what your challenge is. I'll give you 10 ideas for content you can use for Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you need.
Love that, man. Giving out free data, free content, man. That is solid. So I had another question for you.
Sure.
Like when you get to that point when you're creating and like you're not quite to that success point, because I think what a lot of people, whether you're trying to build a following or an audience on YouTube, or you're trying to be, get to where you're making 250 grand a year, 100 grand a year.
Right.
Like a lot of times you're just in that mode where you just get wore out, right? You're just
Absolutely.
like, man, I've been pushing so hard and I'm not there yet. Like, and it gets frustrating. And I think that's why people quit, is they get so frustrated because they don't have that. They've got their sights on the big win, that they miss all the little wins along the way. Absolutely. So like, what are some things that you could tell people? Because obviously 10 years is no overnight success, right?
Absolutely.
So what can you tell people that are on that road where they've had progress that they may or may not have been able to realize, and they're at that point where they're frustrated and they're like, man, I can't find the best job. I hate the job I'm at. I'm not making money. What's your advice to somebody in that situation right now?
Number one skill that people can develop, understand that everyone isn't blessed with certain talents, but everyone has the ability to show up. Showing up can be your differentiating skill. If you can show up every single day for 10 years straight on YouTube, I guarantee 10 years from now, somebody's going to know your name. If you can keep showing up every day. It's kind of like what I talk about. I call it the third day principle. Think about somebody who just joined the gym. They
Right.
usually don't work out. They join the gym. So the first day, they got all these brand new gym clothes. They got a brand new pair of sneakers, brand new personal trainer. They pay for a package of 30 sessions, and they're feeling great. They go to the gym. The trainer kicks their ass.
Yep.
They're feeling terrible after that first day, but it's the first day. So they're like, I'm doing this. This is brand new.
Yeah.
Second day is still pretty brand new. You got another set of gym clothes that you bought. Go to the trainer. The trainer kicks the other half of your body's butt. And now you're dead tired after the second day. Now that third day, you don't feel so new anymore.
Right.
Your whole body's sore. The sneakers don't look so brand new. You got those gym clothes. You get up out of bed a little bit slower. You drive to the gym. Takes just a little bit longer. You listen to the trainer just a little bit less. You're a little bit less enthusiastic. That third day is when people quit.
Yep.
Figuratively speaking. And that's not at the gym. That's in business. That's on YouTube. That's on basketball teams. That's in writing. That's in school. People quit on that third day when it doesn't feel so new anymore. So commitment means you bring the same enthusiasm on the third day that you had on the first day. And if you can develop that skill, you'll be able to separate yourself from everybody else, even if you don't have a big difference in talent. The talent is to show up every single day.
Sure. It's about the hustle, right? Like
Exactly.
I always tell people, I got more work ethic than I do talent.
Exactly.
You know,
and
like,
look where you're at.
So
How many people want this job?
I hope a lot. I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
You know,
Trust me, a lot of people want that job.
So, but the thing is look. I mean, I think that people get hung up in some of the details, like whether it's the story you hear about, like a LaDainian Tomlinson or something like that, who's a running back who's always the small guy, or the basketball player who ain't the tallest guy on the team,
Exactly.
or the guy in business who doesn't have the Ivy League MBA, but where can these people? Those are things that they can't control. The perception in the marketplace of something that they can't control. I mean, they have no control over that. So what can you control? You can control your ability to show up. You can control your attitude. You can control your work ethic. You can control the mindset, right? Because it's not going to happen overnight, right? You can control the work ethic, work till you puke, and then you can control your ability to be a closer by developing that skill, right? So those are 3 things that you can do to be a baller. Dude, Dre.
Thank you,
It was awesome having you on. Why don't you one more time, tell everybody where they can find you.
My main website is dreallday.com. You can find me on YouTube. Just look up my name, Dre Baldwin. Facebook is Facebook.com/workonyourgame. Tweet me anytime on Twitter at DreAllDay. Instagram is Dre Baldwin. Snapchat is Dre Baldwin. And y'all not going to remember anything I just said, so just Google me, Dre Baldwin. You'll find everything I just said.
And he's actually going to be doing a TEDx event here at the West Broward High.
West Broward High, November 12th.
November 12th. What time of day is it? You know what time you're going on? Is it
It's going to be like an all-day thing. So
Okay.
you're going to want to see all the speakers. Bomani Jones will be there from ESPN.
Yep.
Algo Black will be speaking. And I'll be speaking.
I
so
need
that's
a dollar.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy. Yes. So it's going to be a huge event. TEDx. Y'all know, if you know TED Talks, you know TED is a serious event. So I'll be there. Those guys will be there, and a bunch of other fantastic speakers.
Man, I think I might have to be there too. I'm going to have to show up and show some support.
Yeah, I might have to get you a ticket.
For my man here. Yeah, I appreciate that. So look, thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. And remember, you can be a baller too. You just got to get some steps in place. And the way we always sign the show off is the same every time. So the only people who condemn the hustle are the ones who have already given up on the hustle themselves. So we'll see you next week, guys.
Work on your gang.
Today's episode was brought to you by Roofing Professionals. We are now hiring for great salespeople. Visit CertifiedRoofingProfessionals.com and send us your 60-second video today.
checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.